I can say that in my district, which is comprised mostly of private road subdivisions, I don't feel that I would benefit greatly from this, or my constituents for that point. So I'm just, when it comes to an increase in taxes, which nobody ever likes to hear, I understand this is a small tax increase, but it is another tax increase. And again, back to the economy being what it is right now, I don't feel like this is a great time to throw taxes on people. If I was just to strictly look at this and say this is going to go towards making our county a better place and it's going to help balance a budget, and we're only going to use it for what it's being defined in as under Section A, then okay. But to know that we have more flexibility wanted and that it doesn't serve my district in a lot of aspects that it does other districts, I have a hard time saying yes it is. I yield the floor. I needed to say that.
How are we supposed to balance the budget? Because you are saying that we need the flexibility in order to balance the budget. Say we do get flexibility in the GET. What assurances does this council have that there will be an increase of services, say more police officers for Puna? You mentioned in your slideshow a number of different things that could be funded by the flexibility.
I'm not sure when you say like guarantee. I mean, we are still working on the budget. We're trying to make it all come together, but we know that's one of the highest needs. And so that is one of the things we are looking at trying to make work.
I just get really worried about asking for the flexibility. I mean, I'm looking at the capital projects and seeing how very few things are listed for improvements in Puna. And so I feel like we're jumping the gun. There's a lot of work that needs to be done for infrastructure on our island. And so I feel like that needs to be our priority first. I think we just need to be really cognizant of the fact that if we're going to continue to raise taxes, we've got the sewer fees that's before us, potentially real property tax. I mean, we are just pricing people out of paradise at this point.
Sorry, on another note, we're a small business. We have been cutting hours. We actually closed down Kaumana for our, just for a lack of income. And I just think the economy needs to be at a better place in my eyes before we start jumping on increasing taxes. And I do remember talking to you, and I made myself very clear then. And I'm just going to keep repeating myself until I see us in a better place.
I would love to be in a position to respond to the police department or other departments, especially police and parks, roads people. Forget the roads because of that increase, but the parks and the police, of the possibility of a budget that will give them increases to meet their needs as established by the public. It is not there. It's not easy to sit down before you and just say, it is not there. What we are trying to present to you is an alternative to constantly go back to the property tax, which is our only alternative.
I'm sure you can appreciate the pickle that I'm in. I'm having to go to the legislature and hustle for Lower Puna. We are asking the ledge for $155 million, and it's very clear. I'm in touch with House and Senate leadership, and they are saying, Ashley, you got to exercise some courage and raise that GET if you want some money. They are watching our every move. But at the same time, I cannot stomach raising the GET when we have people that are in Puna begging to go home. What are we going to do to assure people of Lower Puna that are lava locked out of their homes and farms that yes, we are going to get that? We are going to get these folks back home, that this is a priority of the council and the administration. I cannot ask them to support an increase in the taxes if we haven't even made an effort to take care of them. I know a lot is happening in the background and that we're lining up funding to make sure that we can get people home over emergency roads, but we gotta move fast enough. And so if I feel like I can get assurances from the administration today that we can in fact see some progress sooner rather than later, then perhaps I'll entertain moving this forward.
I hope the community as well as council fully understand the impatience, the anger, frustration that the eruption stopped. Why aren't we there with bulldozers? I sure wish it was that simple. First of all, if it was just money, we don't have the money, but it's not the money element. Many, many years ago, and we've explained it, that the best in the world, the expert trying to advise county government and the community in regard to safety element, it is best to wait for a while to see if this eruption is truly over. I think we forget that this is the first time since 1983 that there is no volcanic activity in the southeast rift zone. This is the same promise that we made to the residents. In numbers may be greater. In Kalapana, they will wait 6 months. It is only now that we're approaching the 6 months since this January 3rd of 83 it started in Pu'o, Kupa, and Naha, and it never stopped till now. And everyone that is suffering and have a hard time wants us to go right back in. First of all, this agreement is made with us, Hawaii Volcano Observatory, the state, and FEMA. There is no way, I think all of you know, there is no way the taxes that you increase to the fuel tax, and even if you give the GET, if we spend all of it, they're going to remotely take care of the cost of what it's going to cost to go back. We are meeting. I think it will be publicized soon that we have identified Highway 132 to begin the planning, and only the planning because we can't do anything at this point. To see, you know, the roadway as far as to clear that first. Secondly, will be 137 and Pohika Road. Those are 3 roads inundated by this massive thing called Fissure 8. A deadline of 60 days elapses in April. By then, we hope to get ready to begin the planning process with the federal, because Highway 132 is federal highway. We're very lucky there, because Highway 132 is federal, therefore they will take care of the costs. Unlike Pohiki Road, which we are required for 25% of that, and Highway 137, we are required to pay the 25% there also. I know their impatience. I get their cards and I get their phone calls and emails of the impatience. We will wait. In the meantime, we will plan what we can plan to start with Highway 132.